Model 3A Mini-Broach extended. Tooling applied is a powered clamp fixture to secure parts for cross broaching. This is the control. It's basically an HMI touch face. There are 6 buttons that are programmed. Number 1 is the Broach Cycles manual, as it states just above the control. 2 is Broach Cycles automatic. 3 is coolant on all the time. 4 is coolant auto cycle, where the coolant will turn on just before the broach is engaged and during the return cycle to flush chips off. 5 is coolant off. 6 is reset all cycles. Reset all cycles is used when switching between the 2 CAN programs, one being the manual jog and the second being the automatic, which has the power clamping and auto broaching within. The 4-button north, south, east, and west blue pad on the front. The top arrow will manually raise the power clamp from the fixture. The opposite one, the down one, will, if you were to have a power outage, would allow you to manually, as long as you hold your finger on that button in a manual mode, you can then set the machine to finish pull a broach that may have stalled due to a power bump or a power outage or something to that nature. The left and the right arrows are used in manual mode, where you would reset all cycles, hit the Broach Cycles manual, and if you want the ram to go to the left, you hit the left button, the left arrow, and then the single button control at the operator position will allow the ram to go only to the left. To make it to go to the right, you have to hit 6, 1, and then hit the right arrow key, and that will allow the machine to jog to the right until it trips the limit switch. All of the guards have been disabled for this demonstration. The operator station has simply a green button, which is a cycle button, and a red e-stop button. Up at the main panel, there is a start button, which starts the machine, and another e-stop button up there. As I said, all of the guards are open right now. They've been disabled in the program so that they will not interfere, so that the clarity of the video will be much better. Now, in the manual mode, the button procedure will be 6 for reset all cycles, 1 for Broach Cycles manual, and then we'll select the right arrow key and jog the machine with the 1-button control, just to show you that how this works. Go ahead, Matt. 6, 1, and then the right arrow. Then, as long as you hold your hand on the button, the ram will go. Now, if you hit the left arrow key right now, you get no action. You can hit the cycle button, it will not go to the left. That is basically a safety thing to acknowledge that if you happen to have a broach in there due to a power bump or something that shut the machine off and you were halfway through the stroke, you cannot crash that broach by causing it to go to the left. It will continue to go to the right once it's been preset. So he can hit the right arrow key again and hit the green button. It'll go right down to the trip. Now he'll hit reset 1 and the left arrow key, and he can do the exact same thing. It'll jog to the left, and then if you hit the right key, you can't make it go to the right. The machine will not cycle. You can hit the left arrow key again, and that will allow you to go right up to the stop. Now, in the event of a power outage or a bump, and you have a part that is within the part fixture, there is a way to use the manual jog cycle in order to make this all work. First of all, if there is a part in the fixture, whether it be manual or automatic, the ram will not move. It's designed to prevent any kind of a broach crash that an operator could try to present to the machine. Matt, put in a workpiece. Now, the power clamp system has two different sections in it. One is a rapid advance and one is a high pressure section. The high pressure section is driven by air, and it's basically designed to be a high pressure holder. In the jog mode, that is the only section, the air oil section, that will operate. So if you put the machine into, you reset all cycles with 6, you hit 1 for automatic, then by hitting the down button and holding it, what will end up happening, is the 6, 1, and hit the down button. The machine will advance the clamp at a slow rate because this is a manual jog mode. It will come down, it will contact the workpiece, build pressure and hold. Now, if you also hit the right arrow, Matt, and then you hold the down key down, and hold that with your finger, that will keep the pressure on the workpiece. And then if you cycle the green cycle button on the front operator station, you can finish a power outage type of a condition, or in something where the machine has stalled. Now, at this point, you're still in the manual mode, the ram should be retracted. So the up key on the panel is what you press and hold. That relaxes the pressure off from the workpiece and makes the allowable return cycle happen. Now, if you hit 6-1 and then the left arrow key and you hit the palm button, the machine will not travel. Once the workpiece has been removed, then the machine will travel to the start position. Those are basically your startup and your setup and your jog commands that are within the control. The next will be the automatic cycle. With the automatic cycle, you will hit 6 and then 2 and then 4. 6, 2, 4. So what 2 does, that puts the machine in the automatic broach cycle, and 4 allows the coolant to turn on and cycle with the stroke of the machine. We don't have coolant in the machine for the sake of keeping it clean, but now if a workpiece is loaded, again, the door guards are disabled. Should any door guard be opened at any point, there is a master air control solenoid that's on the air input, and what it will do is it disables all the outputs through the program, and then it dumps the air to atmosphere. It relaxes all the pressure in the machine. So now we've got the coolant pump is going to come on, but we're not going to witness any coolant because we don't have the tank full. This tank holds about 45 gallons of coolant, and it does not like to have, we don't like to have this thing full just to demo a machine. So right now the machine is set up. Theoretically the doors are closed because the guards have been disabled, and as I said, any opening of a door during a cycle will kill everything. And if the door was open, you'd have to go through the manual cycle of physically holding your hand on the button, switch it, you'd be going 6 to 1, and then you'd put coolant on 3 and leave the coolant flush. Then you'd bring the clamp down and hold your finger on the button. The machine will hold that clamp in position as long as your finger's on the button. It's only a momentary contact type program. So now you could switch it into manual, 6, 1, hit the down button, hit the right arrow, the machine will finish the broach cycle. At the end you can bring the ram up and remove the workpiece and then return the broach through the fixture. So now we're in the automatic mode. Broach cycles are automatic. The coolant is in auto cycle. We have a part in place. Now if you hit the button, the clamp will advance. Once it reaches full pressure, it will allow the ram to pull. As soon as the ram advances, it allows the coolant to come on, the clamping ram. So the coolant will already be flooding the broach before the machine takes off. Now if you hit that green button again, the machine will not return. Once that piece is removed from the part nest, you will then be able to hit that button and it'll automatically return. Now the coolant turned on at the same time, so it's going to be flushing the chips from the broach, and all of that will happen all within a cam cycle. And again, the doors will be closed when this happens. That is the basic cycle of the machine. Again, this machine is 13 feet long, stands 60 inches tall, not to the top of the fixture cylinder. That's probably another 16 or 18 inches above that. About 2 feet deep, and everything will be preset when we put it in the box. I guess that's about all. Thank you very much for attending. Now we're going to run a couple of sample pieces. The coolant tank, just for the sake of putting 45 or 50 gallons of oil in there, has not been filled. We're just hand applying. The guards have been taken out of the program temporarily in order to allow us to videotape this in an easy manner. First of all, we will load a workpiece into the part fixture. The machine has been selected to reset all cycles, number 6, and then automatic broach cycles, number 2, and the next thing would be to put coolant auto cycle number 4 on, but we're going to hand apply, so we haven't selected the coolant pump to run because the tank is dry right now. The workpiece gets dropped in. The broach is inserted through the piece into the pull head. We've got just regular broaching oil in this red container. When we hit the cycle button, the clamp will advance. We'll start to apply coolant to the entry point where the broach is entering the workpiece. It will continue its cycle. At the end of the cycle, the piece will come out. The broach will not return with the part in there. The sensor in the back prevents that. Where we're not flushing, we're going to use the air hose to blow the chips out of the fixture. The broach will come out. The next workpiece will go in. Broach in, coolant applied by hand. When the guards are operating, any opening of the door before a cycle has stopped will kill everything. The air, the hydraulic, everything will be discontinued. The squares are broached. That's the basic function. Thank you very much.